Ready ka na ba?
O nag-aalangan ka pa?
Panoorin mo ito kung gusto mo nang maging handa. This is Ryan Manzano, your marketing officer here in Lumina Sessions.
And this is Crystal Joy Lubunao, your marketing officer in Lumina Cabanatuan. So we are going to show you the 7 signs that you are ready to invest. One of them is that you have at least 6 months of emergency fund. This means you have 6 months of all your monthly expenses saved up for emergencies. Ngunit hindi ibig sabihin nito ay panghuhulog mo sa down payment ang iyong funds. Having those 6 months of emergency funds also tells you that you have the discipline to save when you need to. So in the future, when you have home loans and you have to pay for that every month for years and years, then it tells you that you are disciplined enough to set aside money for that responsibility. When you're planning to buy a property, you might also want to include in your emergency fund already the monthly payments of equity or amortization that you will be paying for your property. So that means either your emergency fund should be inflated or you're going to have to grow it when you buy a property.
Secondly, you have a stable income or cash flow. You are not living paycheck to paycheck. Ideally, you have more than one source of income. Sabi nga nila, that two is better than one. Because as I keep on saying, one source of income is really not enough anymore, especially with that you've seen during the pandemic. So it's best to have at least 2 or more sheets of income. Income is very important dahil ito ang nagsusustento sa ating mga responsibilities. If you're an OFW, how long do you see yourself working there? And if you want to come home to the Philippines, do you have the income source to match what you are getting there abroad? So if you are in the corporate world, do you see yourself working there for the next 5, 10, 15 years? Or do you have a plan wherein you would try to match what you are earning in your current salary or current job? Kailangan siguro tayong marunong mag-commit. Dahil kung gaano natin gusto kuhanin ng isang home loan, ay ganun din dapat tayong nag-iisip para sa ating career.
Third, you know what you want and why. This applies to a lot of aspects. Do you want a condo or a house? Do you want to have a family? Do you want to have a car or multiple cars? How many rooms do you want or need? Are you going to have house help? What location are you looking at? All of these questions come with buying a property. Attend a lot of open houses and also to reach out to agents and brokers and ask them about properties. It's smart to have a good idea of the area or neighborhood you want to live in and type of home you want before you begin your quest. Houses, townhouses, duplexes, there are a lot of options out there. When buying a house and lot, more and more people choose Lumina. With Lumina Homes, the affordability and quality of the house and lot for your whole family can be assured, as well as the practicality and accessibility of the whole community.
Fourth sign, your long-term plans don't require you to move. This includes maybe having to move because of your work, maybe because of your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or maybe even your family. So the reason for this is even if you're not directly using the properties, yes, you can rent it out, but if the people that you trust also will be moving out, then it would be harder for you to find someone that you can trust to manage that property. It is ideal to move in, but it's not really the only option there.
Still there? That's nice. Our fifth sign is that you should have other investments. Having real estate as the first and only investment does not sound really good because aside from it being a big responsibility and a big commitment, it would be great if you will have other investments such as stocks, funds, or savings from program that earns a higher dividend rate. Insurances are also great, most especially when you are planning for loans to prepare for worst case scenarios, which could help cover in the future.
Sixth sign, you have 30% down payment save up. It is ideal to have at least 30% of the TCP save up since there is going to be fees need to be settled such as reservation, down payments, transfer fees, and other costs. So it is better to have these savings. Hindi lang para maging handa, ngunit dahil may pagkakataon where there could be discounts when your DPR lump sum, and could also avoid any lapses in the future if there's an amount set aside.
Last sign when you're ready to buy a property. Not having a bad debt. So what is a bad debt? Bad debt is an expense that a business incurs once the repayment or credit previously extended to a customer is estimated to be uncollectible and is thus recorded as a charge-off. Here are some of the examples of bad debt. First, credit card debt. When you use your credit card to spend on something that is not asset or which is liability.
Second, debt on family or friends. It is better to pay your debts to the family or friends first before getting a home loan because they might need the money.
Third, high interest loans. Debts that have high or variable interest, especially when it is used for discretionary spending or things that loses value.
Subtext for having bad debts is good credit. Because when you are considering to have loan in the future, it would be great to actually build relationship to the institutions that are financing this type of loan. Consistency of payment, paying on time, gets to have a better chance of approval.
Pay your taxes. Learn to know the income tax return because all of the loan institutions would go through your finances to see and to make sure that you really afford to have a property.
And lastly, we have to do our research. It is better to be knowledgeable about real estate before investing in. Terms, loans, and contracts are important and must be known. Now, if you check out of the 7 signs, then you are ready to have your own property.
If you have already made up your mind about home buying, check out Lumina's house and lot for sale for your options.
We hope that you learned something today. Once again, this is Rai, your marketing officer.
And this is Cristel, your marketing officer. Please like and subscribe.
See you on our next one. Bye!